All right, everyone.
Help me. Help me. It ain't much more. Help me. Oh,
Sorry. It's okay.
Will you kick that door closed, please?
Callie, we're gonna start with you and then we're gonna go to Willie. Give us about 30 seconds.
I don't know, because
That sounds good.
Let's start to see some stuff. All right, can everybody hear and see us okay? Callie, go ahead.
So this is for Becky. You said before the game that this team hasn't found its identity yet, and you also called the Lynx the best team in the league, in your opinion. Has your perspective on that statement changed now that you beat the team that you called as the best league by double figures? Do you think you have your identity?
I mean, we're finding our identity. That's 2 games in a row, where I felt good about our overall defensive effort, and I'm starting to recognize us a little bit on the defensive end. And I thought tonight the lock-in factor, we had all parts clicking defensively, and we made their life, rough. Conversely, they made ours rough at times too. But I care about the defensive end. I know offensively those numbers will start clicking and start moving, but defense is something that, on any given night, the ball may or may not go in. That's why the defense has to be such a part of our DNA, because we can be on the road with it. It should never leave us. It's got to be part of who we are. I did say they are playing the best right now. And I think it was a great way for us to actually come out and not necessarily say something to anybody else, but just to ourselves, how good we can be and who we can be when we're locked in defensively.
Thank you.
Willie?
Hey, ladies, I'd like to get both y'all's take on this. I just got off the Zoom with Natasha Cloud, and she sort of went off the same way you two went off last week on the hate that everyone's trying to get the league to kind of spew toward Caitlin, but toward the parity that's going on, the competitiveness that we're seeing among the teams, top to bottom, the competitive play, and trying to change this narrative. And Tosh just kind of went off, and I'm curious your thoughts on just how great the league is from top to bottom. It's more than the Aces and the Liberty, and just the parity right now.
Well, I think there's a lot of good players in this league, and here's, if you're just a recent follower of women's basketball, this has been brewing for a while. Women's basketball, it's been like at this boiling point, building, and our arena was sold out long before Caitlin was coming into the league. So I think women's basketball has just been on building. Now she's a part of the tipping point, right? She's coming in at this time where it was ready to tip over, and her presence has tipped some things over, but there's been a lot of good work going on behind the scenes to get us to this point by a lot of other people. And I think, Caitlin is very gracious in mentioning those names too, and understanding the women that came before her to pave the way for this tipping point and this kind of great time to be a women's basketball player. But it's a great time because the product is great, and it's been great, and it's been building. And now that we have more eyes on it, freaking great. I think it's great for everybody. It's really hard to make a team anymore, and there's a lot of really great players. And I don't think it's just one super team. There's multiple teams with multiple all-stars across the league.
Asia, obviously you want to come away with a dub every single game, but can you appreciate with the target on your back? Can you appreciate with the competitiveness that they're coming at when they come at you?
Yeah, that's a part of the game. I don't want people to just.
It's a compliment.
Yeah, like that's fun. That's what makes the game fun to me. And to my teammates as well. This league has been good. This target has been on our backs, my back, since I stepped foot in the league. So I love it. I embrace it. I have fun with it, and I bring my teammates along. We all want to have fun in this. This is our job. This is our livelihood. Like, this is entertainment. We're going out there playing our behinds off. So when it comes to being competitive, when it comes to wanting to be the best legendary Hall of Famer, yeah, that target gets bigger, but that's when you shine the brightest. So I love it. It's tons of fun.
Thank you.
Paloma, and then we'll go to Terrell.
Asia, with 9 active players right now and you're on the road, how do you want your leadership to just carry over to Atlanta on Friday?
What's it been like for me? Just communicating with my teammates in a way that I can get the best out of them. We can't really look too far ahead. We can't really look we know what's in our locker room. We know that we have enough. So when it comes to the numbers game of it, we can't really pay attention to that because we have enough. So when it comes to being a leader, when it comes to bringing in my teammates, I try to be words of affirmation to them the best way I can because I know it's hard. It is very, very hard. And Becky wants us to be perfect. And so we want her to be perfect, but we can't be perfect. So the best that we can do is lean on each other the most. And I love that. And Becky really hypes us up to know who we are. And then it's my job to always remind my teammates who they are and how far they got to this point and knowing that we're not just stopping here. So that's how my leadership really kind of goes and plays out, especially when we're on the road.
Thank you.
Terrell?
2 questions, Coach, if possible. The first one, Minnesota went on a 10-2 run in that second quarter, and you guys responded with a 13-3 close to that first half. You guys kind of did the same thing in that third quarter. I'm wondering, just from your perspective, how do you feel like your team responded to that adversity compared to how it responded 3 weeks ago to the same thing?
Well,
And then I have a follow-up for Kate, or about Kate.
what?
Yeah, the follow-up
Oh,
about
yeah, the
Kate,
follow-up.
actually.
Listen, similar to what Asia just alluded to, you better embrace the bullseye. The bullseye is a compliment. The bullseye means you're the standard and everybody wants what you got. And that's how they prove, you beat the aces, you get on national news. So we don't mind it. I don't think we're winning a lot of games if we don't embrace it, because it is what it is. And at the end of the day, when you're trying to do really great things, you better embrace the hate and the love. Like, you gotta roll with both and understand both, but understand it's a compliment at the end of the day. And the defensive dig in of getting stops is crucial to who we are. We know we get much better when we run. I thought this was probably the best defensive team we've faced thus far. They turned us over a lot. They caused us, we had a couple shot clock violations. And look, at the end of the day, when it's uncomfortable and clunky, like, these are really great times for growth for us also. These are some of the growing pains of not playing with like a true point guard. That being said, I think Jackie and Kelsey have just done a really great job of like kind of seemingly let's take us there. On a rough shooting night for Plum, her defense was off the charts. The ability to just keep people in front, keep the ball in front, keep your man in front, and after that we go play. But we know we're best when we're playing defense.
And Paloma spoke a little bit about the active roster currently, but Kate was the first person off your bench today. Can you just talk about how quickly she's adjusted to the pro game and, considering your time around this game, where that ranks among some of the other rookies you've seen?
Yeah, I think I have this like reputation for not wanting to play bench players or young players. And I'll play you, but you got to give me a reason to play you. Like, I'm giving you 3-4 minutes. They got to be good, positive minutes. At the end of the day, I came off the bench many years at the beginning of my career. And guess what? My leash for mistakes was not as long as some of the other players. So you have to be locked in. And you got to be solid. And the more solid you are, and like I said, she's being solid and impacting the games. I never called one play for Kate. Clearly, we know she knows how to play with superstars. That is a skill set in itself. Just like Alicia Clark knows how to play with superstars. And so having those pieces, they're glue pieces. And they're pieces that help you win games and do all the little things. But probably more importantly, I mean, she's really like won over her teammates, which is like the ultimate compliment.
Nikias and Callie, do you have anything for Asia before I let her go? She needs to go shower.
Please say no.
I have one. Oh,
Callie.
It's all good. What you got?
I'm sorry. It was said on the broadcast that your game kind of mirrors Nafisa, and I know you guys, you had a podcast together, like you're close. I'm just curious kind of what you think about that statement and what you kind of got from the matchup with her tonight.
Kelly, who said that?
I think it was Carolyn. on the broadcast today. She said that Asia and Nafis's game mirrors one another's.
Don't play Becky any mind. No, no, it's been crazy watching B&I's game really kind of grow all the way back to college, and it's been pretty cool just to see it grow and mature in the league. It's always fun competing against her because she's very unique. She has a unique style to her game. But yeah, it's always a great dogfight, it feels like. And when it came to just our podcast, I feel like we were doing podcasts before everybody else started grabbing the mic. So
You and her gonna have a podcast?
in the bubble, girl, tea with A and B, and we would give everybody all the tea. We had some great guests. Like, we started the podcast wave. But anyways, no, it's always fun playing against Fee. She's really kind of crushing it for her team. Their show's building around her, so it's been good to kind of watch her grow as well. But our podcast is the best. Yeah.
She is a handful.
Yeah,
She is
for
a handful.
sure.
She can hurt you in a lot of different ways, inside, outside. And I think what is impressive to her, she just never gets outside of herself. She
Right.
never looks rushed.
Yeah.
She never looks like super uncomfortable. Like she knows how to get to her spots, and she's quite efficient, I will say.
As you go ahead and go shower. Will you please send Jackie on in?
She's probably lifting dead weights and kettlebells and
Nikias and Callie, did you